Hey guys, Forex here, hope you're all well. What you're looking at in front of you is a faulty original SEGA Master System. Now I've already hooked this up once just to have a quick look to see what the fault is, and it seems to be having graphical issues. So yeah, if you give me 5 minutes to set this console up, I'll show you that graphical fault. So okay, I'm all set up. I have a game in the cartridge slot, I'm up to power, and I'm going through RGB SCART. So let's power on and show you what the fault is. Now you can already see the fault right there. That should say SEGA Master System. And when the game boots, we just got garbage. One thing I have noticed is the game seems to be running perfectly fine. And as you can probably hear, the sound is okay as well. So what we're seeing is purely a graphical issue, because if there was anything wrong with the program code, the system would crash. Obviously we've got sound, it sounds okay. So yeah, it just looks like it's a graphical issue. You can see that's the level there, and I can move the character along, but yeah, it's just garbled. Like I said, it sounds okay and the program code seems to be running okay. So yeah, this just looks like it's purely a graphical issue. Now some of you may be going, oh, it must be a cartridge slot issue, you know, that can cause graphical issues. I can tell you now it's not the cartridge slot. What I'm going to do is power off this system and remove the cartridge. We'll see we still get graphical issues. So if I power off the system, remove the cartridge, because this Master System has a couple of games built in. It's got Hang On and Safari Hunt built into it. So if I power on, there's that SEGA boot logo again, and it's all corrupted. And yeah, that's supposed to be Hang On and Safari Hunt, I think. And again, if I start the game, you can hear the game running and the sound is fine. And I think you just saw that Hang On, and yeah, you can see it's all garbled. So yeah, this system is having graphical issues. So let me just power it off. What I'm going to do now is get inside this thing, see if I can see anything that is sticking out, what the problem could be. But I think it's going to be one of those where I have to fire up my scope and start investigating. So yeah, I'm going to get inside this system and we'll take a look, see if we can see anything obvious inside. It's easy to get into the Master System. You just need to remove 6 screws. There's one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, and the final one is here. Remove those 6 screws and the top lid should just pop straight off. What I need to do now is remove the motherboard. Now to do that, there's a fair number of screws I've got to remove from this system. There's a screw here, there's a couple on this power switch, there's one here, there's one here, there's one here, there's 2 on the card slot, there's 2 on the cartridge slot, there's 1 just up in this corner, there's 1 in the middle of the board, and I can't see any more at the moment, but I probably missed one. But yeah, I've got to remove those screws so I can get this motherboard out. So okay, I have the Master System's motherboard out, I'm powered on, and I'm still getting graphical issues. What I'm going to do now is spend 10 minutes just looking over the board just to see if I can see anything obvious. So I'll look over the front of the board and the back of the board just to see if I can see any dry joints or anything that's shorting or anything like that. Once I've done that, if I don't find anything, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take my multimeter and I'm going to go around the board measuring voltages, you know, because if one of the chips ain't getting the right voltage, we could see this. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll do that and then come back and tell you if I find anything. What I did was I went around the board, gave it a visual inspection. I got my multimeter and started measuring voltages, and yeah, this system looks perfectly fine when it comes to those two instants. So what I'm going to have to do now is start getting the big tools out and start measuring signals. Now, I already know that the program code is okay, so that rules out the CPU, the actual ROM, and the program code RAM. So yeah, if I'm going to look for a fault, it's going to be somewhere in this area, because this is pretty much graphics here. So yeah, that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start checking the address lines, you know, checking each chip, see if it's got chip enable, output enable, that type of stuff. Go through the address bus, go through the data lines, and hopefully I find something there that's causing this problem. So yeah, I'm going to fire up my scope and I'm going to start checking in this area here. Houston, we definitely have a problem. My instinct when I, looking at this garbled graphics is this area here, because this is what does the graphics. Obviously is our program code. This looks to be okay, but this sort of area is the graphics. Now, 7 times out of 10, not all the time, but 7 times out of 10, when you get graphical issues like this where your program code is fine and your sound is fine, but you're getting graphical issues like this, 7 times out of 10, the culprit will be RAM. And what do you know? It's the RAM. So what I'm going to do now is show you the a data line that's knackered. One of the data lines is busted on this chip here. So what I started doing was I started checking the usual suspects, like chip enable, output enable, the controlling inputs to this RAM. They all looked absolutely fine. I started probing the address bus and I saw some sketchiness on the address lines. So I was like, well, okay, that looks a bit of an issue. But then I started checking the data lines and I found a busted data line, and I'll show you that. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, this is data line 0. If we look at my scope, you can see it's doing its thing. Quite happy there. If I go to the next one along, this is data 1. Again, it's doing its thing. Quite happy. If I move along again to the next one, this is data 2. And as you can see, it's quite happy. I'll go to the next one, which is data 3. Again, it's quite happy. And this is the buster one. If we look at data 4, we'll see. Yeah, there it is. That's the knackered one. If I move to the next one, which should be data 5, we can see that one's perfectly fine. Again, if I move to the next one, which is data 6, again, that one's perfectly happy. And if I move to the next one, the final one, which is data 7, we can see that one's perfectly happy. So yeah, this data pin here, data 4, is completely toast. If I go to data 3, just get it on my scope there, go data 3, that's fine. Go the one next to it, which is data 5, that is perfectly fine. If we go back to data 4, that is busted. So yeah, culprit's the RAM, guys. I think that RAM's toasted. I can pretty much confirm that this RAM is busted. We saw that on the scope. One of the data lines is looking shady. Also, this system has been on now for half an hour, and I can confirm this RAM is getting warmer than this RAM. Now they're both the same, you know, they should be doing the same sort of function, so there's no reason why this RAM should be getting hotter than this RAM. But yeah, this RAM is not crazy warm, it's a little bit warmer than this one, and this one's the one with the fault. So yeah, that pretty much confirms this RAM's toast. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to desolder this RAM. I'm going to look for my spares board. I think I've got a spare SEGA Master System 2 board with the identical RAM, so I can whip that off there and put it in this system, and hopefully that should bring our system back and we get nice clean graphics. So yeah, I'm going to whip this RAM out. Okay, let's suck off that RAM. Insert your own jokes. Hopefully that should be the RAM coming off now. Okay, that's the faulty RAM removed. What I've done is I've soldered in a 28-pin socket, all nice and neat, as you can see, all ready for the new RAM to be put in. Okay, I have the faulty Master System 2 board. This thing's dead. It looks like someone tried to do a 50-60 Hz mod on it, but yeah, they killed the board when they did it. But yeah, as you can see, there's two RAMs. I only need one of them. So yeah, I'm going to suck one of these off, and hopefully when we put it in the other Master System, we get a fully working Master System. I've desoldered the RAM out the dead SEGA Master System 2 board. I have no idea if this RAM works or not, but we're going to find out. So yeah, let's get this new RAM into the socket. Now this is going to be a bit tricky because I'm trying to do this one-handed. I think I'm in there. Let me just... Yep, that's it. I think I'm in. Push down. Okay, new RAM's in. Well, old, new RAM. Let's power on and see what we get. And that's looking a lot better, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's what the problem was. The RAM had died. But yeah, looks like we fixed it. Winner winner, chicken dinner. Now we're all back up and running. I had a quick look at the video. It's data line 4. That was the issue, which is this second pin from the bottom here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you data line 3, and there it is. I'm not going through all the data lines, but yeah, there's data line 3. Here's the one that was faulty, data line 4, and as you can see, it's happily back. And just to round it off, here's data line 5, just to show you. So yeah, there you go guys, fixed. Winner winner, chicken dinner. What you're looking at is the schematic for the SEGA Master System. What I want to do is explain the fault, and here it is. Here's the RAM that had failed. But first I'll go through the rest of the ICs and tell you what they are. Here's our Z80 main processor. Here's our ROM. This contains the BIOS and the 2 games that are baked into the system. Here's our program code RAM. So this is this area here. This does all the program code. The next IC along is the gate array. Next to that is the video display processor, and next to that are the 2 RAMs that the video display processor utilizes. Now as you can see, the first RAM for the video display processor IC6 has failed, and that's what was causing our graphical issues. Now I've got the Master System up and running. We had faulty RAM. What I need to do now is take care of the case. Now I'm going to do what I normally do, soak it in the bath and give it a good clean. But first I need to get some of the buttons off. Super easy to get the buttons off. You just pull these two clips in here and the buttons will fall out. I need to take the cartridge slot off, and there's just two screws that holds it on. There's one here and one here. Take them off and the cartridge slot will come off. And then I can get the top lid and bottom lid, and don't forget the power button, in soak. As you can see, I have the lower and upper case in soak in the bath, some warm soapy water. What I'll do is I'll just leave them in there for half an hour. Once half an hour's passed, I'll come back with a little brush like this, a nail brush, and give it a really good scrubbing and clean. That's the case, all nicely cleaned. Let's get this all back together so I can wrap up this video. So okay, we're all bolted back together. Let's power on, see what we get. And there we go. We're looking good. What I want to do now is get my Asterix game, pop it in the cartridge slot, just to test the slot, see if that's okay. I've got Asterix in the cartridge slot. Let's power on. Hopefully it boots the game in the cartridge slot. And there you go, it's booting the game in the cartridge slot. Let's get past the intro. So yeah, there we go guys. The graphic corruption, faulty RAM. So yeah, there you go guys. Hope you liked the video. Please give it a big thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe, all the usual stuff. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Sweet.